Avernus, a barren, hot, and deadly plain. It is a place of abject misery where joy and happiness burn away as ash on the wind. The front line of the eternal blood war, never to be released from the horror of combat. The demons of the abyss seek to battle their way through and destroy the multiverse. The devils hold them at bay, yet maintain their own particular brand of horrific evil. Avernus is ruled by the fallen celestial, now archdevil Zariel. Stealing the city of Elturel from the material plane has led to a small group of adventurers to travel to Avernus and seek a way to free the city from the chains that bind it to the plane. Traveling with the Hollyphant Lulu and being gifted with an infernal war machine called a Tormentor, our party consisted of 4. Gibbik, a deep gnome wizard with a knack for explosions. Passion, a tiefling cleric warlock obsessed with the blood war. Scrape, a Kenku rogue who only wants to fly. And Warseth, a white dragonborn cleric barbarian with rage issues that likes constructing weapons. After leaving the site known as Fort Knucklebone and avoiding a battle with another vehicle, the party finds themselves at the base of Haruman's Hill, following a lead from Lulu. Upon arrival, they are met with a sight of horror as they behold wrought iron trees. Knights are impaled upon the branches, writhing in torment as sturges suck them dry of blood, only to have their forms restored for the torment to begin anew. Dozens of sturges swirl around the heads of our party, paying them no mind for the moment. Warseth places a hand on the symbol of Gond hanging around his neck, preparing a spell if they are swarmed. Approaching the largest tree, positioned at the top of the hill, they can see a figure that the sturges seem to be injecting with the blood of his comrades, while still taking from him, sparing him even the briefest moment of death his fellow soldiers gained. Above the heads of the men on these trees are signs written in Infernal detailing their crimes. Passion tells the party that these men have been accused of treason, desertion, and betrayal. Help me! Who are you? Gender Sunstar. He joined Zariel forces, then fled back to Elturel before the fighting began. Lulu relayed this to the party. Help me, please, Gender said from his position on the tree. Lulu, Warseth spoke. What do you think we should do? I do not like the thought of leaving them to suffer. We should release them. Warseth reached up, and with his massive hands, pulled the form of Jander Sunstar from the tree. He fell into Warseth's arms. Thank you. Jander crumbled to dust, and the sturges swarmed. As soon as they did, Warseth grasped his holy symbol, and out from his body in a swirling vortex came thousands of tiny orange lights, resembling sparks and slag from his forge in Baldurs Gate. In a massive storm of sparks extending out 15 feet in every direction, as each sturge entered, they were ripped to shreds. Bodies fell to the ground, and the remaining crucified were silent for a time. Silence. And a moment of calm. Then a massive horn blast sounded, and the soldiers cried out in terror. Away in the distance, appearing from a break in the cloud cover, and streaking towards them through the sky like a meteor, was Haruman himself, astride a nightmare. The group assembled like an anti-aircraft unit and set loose a barrage of spells and arrows at the oncoming assault, some finding their mark and seeming to faze the Hellrider knight. He landed before them, a glowing greatsword in his hand. As soon as he landed, he was peppered by a wave of glowing sparks from Worthseth's spirit guardians. "Kneel," Haruman said. Iron trees with the party's names sprouted from the ground, the trees that Haruman planned to hang them. Worthseth roared an attack, striking Haruman with his mace across the helm. Gibbet stretched a hand out and cast Polymorph on Lulu, transforming her small, flying elephant body into a giant elephant form. Scrape fired arrows at the nightmare, and Lulu stomped it into the ground, all while it was being peppered by sparks. Passion reached a hand out towards Haruman and cast command, demanding he fall to his knees. Haruman fell to his knees, and as he stood up, Worthseth brought his mace back down upon his helmet. Not long after landing, the nightmare fell. Haruman saw his steed fall and let loose 3 strikes at Worthseth. Worthseth took 2 on the shield, which forced him to his knees, with a 3rd raked across his back. Standing up, he swung his mace again, and failed to connect. Hearing Gibbet mutter under his breath, Worthseth bristled as lightning flew towards him, then arced completely around to hit Haruman square in the chest and continue onward. Haruman had been gravely wounded. Passion and Scrape continued to hit Haruman, as did the sparks of Worthseth's spiritual guardians. Haruman wanted to end this feeble attack made by the spirits. 3 more great sword strikes across his chest, cutting through the scale mail. After the 2nd strike, Worthseth fell to the ground, unconscious. Haruman looked downward as the sparks faded, then slammed the sword through Worthseth's chest, impaling him to the ground. As this happened, Worthseth's life left his body. Enraged, the rest of the party increased their attack. Lulu charged forward as she stomped downward on Haruman, crushing him under her feet. Passion hit Haruman with his maul, and Scrape fired another arrow aimed for the weak points in his armor. Barely standing now, Haruman looked up as Gibbet let loose the destructive power of his magics. The spell ripped through his body and tore his flesh asunder, leaving behind nothing but a set of infernal tack. Scrape and Gibbet both ran to the side of Worthseth's body, saddened by their loss. Scrape knelt down and cried, for Worthseth was going to help her fly. Gibbet leaned solemnly on his staff, and Passion was rummaging through his own equipment. "I am so sorry. So sorry," Lulu spoke, tears in her large elephant eyes. "I thought this was where we needed to be, but I was wrong. I never thought." Passion pulled 2 copper coins from his pockets and placed them upon Worthseth's eyes. Saying a prayer to the Red Lady, he cast gentle repose, and together they made a plan to resurrect their friend. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this story today. This is something that actually happened about 2 weeks ago now, in terms of our current campaign through Descent into Avernus. If you guys liked it, please go ahead, leave a like and a comment down below. And if you want to hear more stories about the Mercenaries of the Flaming Fist, please go ahead and, again, hit that subscribe button, and more stuff will be coming out soon. If you guys want to find out the fate, you will have to stay. In the meantime, again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.